In your eyes, what makes a good music director? What qualities, perhaps work habits we can talk a bit about?
Don't think, and of course I get the support of my family. My wife and my son and my family supports that I'm traveling. They love what I do. We try to spend really quality time where we're together. We don't listen to music at home that much.
What up, my friends? Welcome back to Brodie Nero TV. I hope you know the deal by now. Please like, comment, subscribe. Give me your feedback. Let me know what you like. Hope you're enjoying this evolving podcast, everything we're doing for the scene, the community, the culture. Got a very special guest with me here today, Mr. Igor Marijuan, Mr. Ibiza Global Radio himself. How you doing, bro?
All good. Thank you for inviting me to this podcast.
Yeah, of course. So you made it to Bali. Is it your first time here?
It's the first time in Bali.
Ah, no way.
Can you believe that?
Right in the thick of rain season, too.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
How is it so far?
I love it. I mean, it's completely different. I mean, of course, right now, nowadays you have expectations because social media is bringing a lot of different pictures and ideas of what Bali is.
Yeah.
But it's always a shock when you get here and you face it in real time. Eh?
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Yeah.
Amazing, bro. Dude, I want to start this episode off with a gift. So we have an amazing sponsor named Kenny Parker. It's an Australian-based brand
Thank you.
that started in Australia, and now they have a boutique shop here in Canggu. I'll put the link in the description below, which will show you where the store location is and everything. But give it an open, check it out.
I love the logo.
Yeah, it's fresh, right?
Actually, the design in general in Bali has been surprising me a lot. It's just, wow.
So this is one of their brand new tank tops. Yeah, cool sticker.
That's amazing. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, distressed tank top. They just came out.
Thanks so much.
Super fresh. You're most welcome, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
thank you
for being here.
with these holes, my mother says always, it's like, I love this post-apocalyptic kind of fashion.
Yeah.
But it's super fun for the old people, for the to say like, why are you wearing things that I will
for sure
throw to the rubbish? No, it's like, I love it. Thank you.
Yeah. No, actually, my girlfriend's mom was here a short while ago, and I was wearing a shirt that was, they call it distressed with holes. She's like, what's wrong with Brodie's shirt? Like she asked in Russian, like, is he okay? Does he have to go to the store? What's going on? Too good.
I love it. Thank you, Kenny Parker. Love it.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Cool, bro. Thanks again for being here. So, man, although it's your first time here and it's been a short trip thus far, what's your thoughts on the evolving music scene here? You've played Atlas. We had you do a beautiful warm-up set for the crowd there, and now you've played Miss Fish, and you're going to play my party on Tuesdays, She's With Us, which I'm super pumped for. So what's your thoughts on Bali, the culture, the evolving music scene? Any feedback or thoughts, even though the trip has been short?
I can see that now Bali is on the map, which is very important. I mean, the full music industry and the way the DJs touring around is just a map. Actually, is a circuit that you're in or you're not in. And some destinations for the last years has been trying to push forward just to be on this map, on this circuit. Yeah. I will say lately Mykonos or Tulum, Ibiza for sure was the first one. Of course. But also Dubai is pushing harder, and I can see right now in general Asia is going that way to be part of this circuit of DJs. For sure, the invitations of brands that are working worldwide is very important, but also the DJs are adapting the fee somehow to be part of this amazing actually scene that I feel and I feel is growing in a right way.
Yeah. I would say personally, I've been getting a lot of satisfaction seeing when we book an international artist and seeing the venue name and Bali beside it on their tour. Mm-hmm. Their tour flyer, for example, I thought, wow, like we're really doing something significant for the country. Hopefully the economy benefits from extra tourism and the notoriety and awareness from these big international artists promoting venues and things of that nature.
I mean, it's the only way actually, but I see a lot of new venues in Bali.
Oh, a lot.
It's a lot, no? I mean, I don't know the percentage of the new venues per year, but I feel is growing. All that Bali needs is just to get the crowd.
That's it.
because for sure Bali. I'm not. I don't know, but it sounds to me like a surf destination, like a nature destination. It could be like a wellness destination.
Yeah.
For sure, the culture of the heritage of temples and religion and all that stuff is super important also for being a tourist destination.
Yeah.
But music destination or party island it means a lot. I mean, it needs a lot of effort, and it needs a lot of support from the government and from the local community as well.
True. Well said. All good points, because, we talk about how much potential Bali has, but then the question can be, can the infrastructure handle the influx of tourism that may come to the island?
That's the most important thing. Otherwise, the experience is not real. It's not true. It's not good.
Yes.
No matter if you have the best DJs of the world playing here, but if you don't, if the full experience from a tourist perspective that come here for the party is not like completely sorted, it's nothing you can do.
Yeah, true. Man, I feel like it's going to be an ongoing dialogue and a bit of a push and pull, because there's a lot of discussions about the preservation of the island and its culture, how Bali used to be a place of plentiful rice fields, rice paddy fields and everything, and now less and less because of more people coming here, building and stuff like that. So I feel like maybe there's a bit of push and pull between locals, expats, that kind of thing.
My feeling, which is very short because I'm only here a week. Actually, I've been only like 3-4 days, so I don't have the thermometer to measure this.
Sure.
But I feel already a bit overcrowded. Like it's already. I mean, the pain is already done to the island. I don't think for sure it's growing, but I think it's more to clean the full situation rather than evolve more or less. Like, no, it's not about construction. It's about what you do. Because I think it's already constructed. I think for sure, if you have a road and you can improve the road into a better road, that's not bad for the island at all. That's good for the island, because the reality is that you have a mess on the roads. Yeah, it is a mess.
Yeah, it can
it's like
be.
Yeah. It happened the same kind of in Ibiza. In Ibiza, we are super protective with what is being constructed and how it's been built. But again, if it's an evolution of what we currently have, it's good. If it's new things taken from the nature, it's bad. So I think there is a way, which for me, Bali, I don't know. I'm talking maybe too far, but my real feeling right now is that we need to evolve in a way that what is already constructed, it needs to reform into a better experience for the local community and for the tourists.
Wow, super great points. I like it. Speaking of Ibiza, I'm curious what your thoughts are when you hear this. So Patrice Baumel, famous DJ and producer, was here, played an amazing set on our Thursday night at Atlas Super Club, and he made an Instagram post, which I thought was super interesting. He hadn't been here for over 6 or 7 years, and man, me being here for almost 3 years, so much has changed. So I can only imagine someone that was here 6, 7 years ago. It's probably night and day. And he made something, I'm paraphrasing, a post, a caption to the effect of saying how amazing it is, how much it's evolved, meaning Bali. And he felt that it's a metropolis and it has the potential to become Asia's Ibiza. When you hear that, what do you think? Is it far off? Is it a reach? Do you see the potential? Do you agree, disagree?
For me, all these destinations trying to be the Ibiza of, it sounds to me like they gonna lose their identity. For me, Bali needs to be Bali. Ibiza needs to be Ibiza. Tulum needs to be Tulum. Every destination has their own amazing culture, amazing setup and infrastructure. So trying to replicate a model, it's not gonna work. For me, Bali and Asia has a lot of identity. So for me, I will say that Bali needs to be the Bali.
I like it.
And it needs to be the real thing and try to be original. So trying to replicate models, for me, it doesn't work. Ibiza is not gonna be replicate anywhere else. Ibiza needs to be Ibiza because it has their own identity. But Bali has the power to be like another music destination, but not as Ibiza, as a Bali.
Right, right. One idea that I had, just speaking about the comparison, I love the idea of preserving the culture and the identity for itself. But you see how Ibiza has its season, and the season is the season. Anything out of it is nothing is going on. I almost thought potentially the same for Bali, because what I noticed was we have our own ups and downs in the island, and sometimes bringing international artists, it's not as effective. You don't get the results you want, of course. Bringing them in high season versus low season. So I thought, does it maybe make more sense for Bali to condense who they're bringing like internationally into a more concentrated time when there's more tourism? Or do we continue to have artists during low season? Like I was wondering if it made sense in your opinion, if Bali should potentially adopt the same approach that Ibiza would, where it has a dense high season and then nothing else on the outside of it.
It will
Or
depend.
less, sorry.
It will depend on the. I think this needs to be dictated by the customers itself. So in Ibiza, for example, a low season basically is a weather issue. It's a weather problem. It's really cold. Beaches are not working. So it's not about being only a party destination. Party needs to be combined with other things like explore the nature, going to the beach, network with other people like you. I mean, that's the full experience. It's not about music and DJs. It needs to be much more. I don't think the people will travel only for the music unless there is a festival. You go to the festival, party 2-3 days and over. No, I think the full schedule of the vacations on a party vacations needs to include amazing breakfast and food, the local commerce and everything, you know?
True.
Meaning that concentrate in Bali, for sure it will be like much easier in terms of big DJ bookings.
Yeah.
I know it's impossible to book big DJs from June till October, I will say, because they're all in Ibiza or
exactly.
touring in Europe.
Yeah.
But it happens the same for us in Ibiza when we try to book DJs for December, January, February. January, for example, they're all in Mexico, in Tulum area, or South America, Latin America, or the States. In Asia, I think Asia needs to find the right time slot for that.
Yeah.
But a combination between super big names and powering the local community and the local DJs, the local scene.
Yes.
I think this combination is very important.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I love that perspective where it's not just high season doesn't just mean big DJs are coming. High season means it's a great time to visit and embrace the culture, nature, all of that stuff.
For us, one of the big problems that we have in Ibiza is just flights.
Wow.
There are not as much flights that we have in high season.
Okay.
Then hotels are not open. They close during the low season.
Wow.
That's why there is not much to do in there.
Oh, true.
So it starts with the flights. If you have flight connection all year round and you have the restaurants and hotels open all year round, find a way to keep it for all year round season in terms of music. If not, you have to just consider it.
Yeah, true. Man, it reminds me of a story. I just went to Ibiza the first time in my life this past summer, and I got into a taxi, and the guy said, I was like, oh, what time did you start? What time are you going to finish? And it was like his shift was going to be something like 18 hours. And I was like, dude, like, why are you working that long? He's like, because when it's high season, you get as much as you can and work as hard as you can, because when it's low, it's low. Yeah. Wow, crazy. Question for you, man. Moving back a little bit, could you share for the people and myself to learn too, tell us your professional titles, the projects that you have going on right now. You told me an interesting story. If I got it wrong, my apologies, but it was something like you kind of packed up everything, moved to Ibiza 25 years ago, and the rest is history. Could you tell us a bit about your origin story, moving to Ibiza, and then, of course, your projects that you have now and your responsibilities for all of them?
Sure, yes. I spent my childhood and my teenager in the south of Spain, between Estepona and Marbella, in Malaga. Mm-hmm. That's the Costa del Sol, very tourist area. But it was not much music related. They had at that time some house music parties and a lot of breakbeat and drum and bass. Don't ask me why. It was like a region full of drum and bass and breakbeats. And I was very deep. And at that time I was working on radio. more commercial radio, like news, magazines, and that stuff. And I started doing music radio. And yeah, I love it, electronic music, but it was very difficult at that time. It was not the internet and was not connections with just getting more music. And I was very interested on what was going on in London, for example, in terms of music scene, and in Ibiza for sure. It was starting all the promoters in the late 90s. All the promoters, they started going to Ibiza just to do their own parties, and they became like a kind of a worldwide famous. And then one year I get the opportunity just to spend the summer in Ibiza. I just stop temporarily my job in the radio in Malaga and move for Ibiza for the summer. And summer never ended. It was like 25 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was it.
And then I saw the radio that it was working in Malaga. It was the same radio because it was national radio in Ibiza. And they were not playing pop music like me in Malaga. They were playing techno. It's like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Why? And I started my own house music show on this radio. And then it became like a project with when we started Ibiza Global Radio as a 24 hours electronic music radio station in Ibiza. It was completely needed to have this, and it was very it was very successful. After 2 years, I created my own project. I opened my own radio. It was Ibiza Sonica for almost, I will say 18 years.
Yeah.
And then I'm back to global, to the origins. Meanwhile, I've been doing other things. Like I always want to support the music industry and the producers and the DJs to get a better life out of the business. No,
Yeah.
that's why I was working during the pandemic with a subscription model platform that I told you before.
Yeah.
And I'm now collaborating with John Trullo, which is a publisher that lives in Ibiza. Super interesting thing, because a lot of DJs and producers they're not caring about the publishing, and it's a lot of money that no one is collecting. It's like, why? And I have to convince my colleagues, my friends, the DJs and the producers to say, guys, are you collecting this money that you own? So no, and it's very difficult to get this conversation with them. And I don't ask me why, but we sometimes are very lazy about this, and I think it's very important to get this money as well. No, it's a combination. And also, I'm one of my most successful projects, and what I'm more happy about is Akasha. I'm doing the music direction of Akasha Las Dalias, which is a beautiful venue, like small one, like 300 people capacity on the north of the island. Very curated, very, very, very special, and I'm truly loving my role as a music director in there.
Wow. Wow, amazing. In your eyes, I want to stick on this music director thing, selfish reasons. I'm also a music director somewhere, Miss Fish. So in your eyes, what makes a good music director? What qualities, perhaps work habits we can talk a bit about?
Really understanding what you have and what is the main meaning of the project itself. It depends what the venue wants to be and how sustainable wants to be for the future, depending what the strategy are you building. I think the most important thing for a music director is to understand first the venue, and secondly the tendencies of the crowd that you want to invite to be part of your party proposal.
Okay. And curious, how do you personally manage all the people that, let's say, for a lack of better terms, spam you for opportunities to play? I've noticed in the history of working with Miss Fish, we have people that we really depend on and we can count on. They do a great job. But then there's also the whole concept of wanting to keep things fresh, bringing fresh blood, fresh sound into the venue, while still, like, it's a bit of like taking risk, but also playing it safe too. It's a push and pull type of thing. And personally, I struggle with it quite a bit, because you don't want to disappoint people. You want to help everybody, have an abundance mindset, but also maintain the integrity of the venue, make sure the sound is controlled, keep a relationship with the people that you can count on. It can be difficult at times. I'm curious, how do you manage it all?
This is my day-to-day basis.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah.
You know, I'm dying to the moment that I can book for the talent and not for the names.
Wow.
And education. I mean, social media is playing a role sometimes supporting the music industry, but sometimes completely against, because it's creating expectations and it's creating desires that are ephemeral. Okay, you want to have the picture of the video of this DJ playing. Okay, you got it. And now what? It's like this next. What is next? It's like people stop to live the present, and I'm dying to the moment that I can have a crowd that really trusts on what's been programmed, and they enjoy the full experience rather than only the DJ.
Wow.
I want people to discover new feelings, new experiences, to trust, not to go and party to sing a song, you know?
I love that. You said that when we were talking the other day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but again, with the names, you're dealing with agencies every day, no? Almost every day. You see the agencies, they have the same concern, and they try to push to book new names on the industry because they are tired. We are tired of the headliners. Always the same name, a repetition. You see the lineups in Ibiza, and it's boring. It's a repetition of the same names. Don't get me wrong, they're doing an amazing job, and they did amazing. They have a structure. They have a team working in a way that's the reason they are headliners. But we have already fresh blood, which is incredibly talented, and they're starting to work with these agencies, and they agencies, they offered you these names. It's like, guys, I mean, we need to find a formula where all these DJs can be the new headliners and the people wants to see them. All that we need is just try to educate the people not to go to see a DJ. Try to go and experience the full venue proposal.
Right.
That's for me the trick, but it's a very difficult mission, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. I'm curious if you've experienced this at all, like as someone that has the MD role, but then also plays as a resident DJ. I could say like even just a short while ago, like maybe a year maximum, I felt myself playing more exclusive, underground, unreleased tracks that I got excited about and I could see the crowd got excited about.
That's good.
But in recent times, I'm noticing if I'm not engaging them with something familiar every 2 to 3 tracks maximum, like some classic vocals on an afro beat, I'm not retaining them. I'm losing them a bit. Have you experienced this at all while playing?
I tried to attract the, I mean the vibe attracts the tribe. So maybe you should do it. You should be doing what you love and what you're good at.
Right.
Because when it's a combination, no, you sometimes what a DJ is doing is just pleasing the audience and entertaining them, or they are doing a proposal for the people to enjoy, to embrace, and to discover new things. That's the question.
Yeah.
So we need to find the balance. The other day I was playing in Mistfish on Saturday, and I had an amazing experience. I mean, it was from what I heard, it was a kind of a more Afro house vibe in there. Yeah. So I started with a little bit of Afro house style, but not really deep Afro house or well-known tracks. So when you get the people, the crowd in your pocket, you can do whatever you want now. And then it's like they trust you. When they trust you, when you have the feeling that they are surrounding you, and you have eye contact with the people, and you get this moment of okay, I'm connected right now. I can experiment and I can propose different things if you believe in that. And I did it, and it was successful. For sure, the people were expecting a little bit more Afro house that night, but sometimes I just get this bit with some Afro house style, but it was not the stick on Afro house, and it worked well.
Yeah.
So you need to be connected with the crowd and understand if what your proposal is working or not.
Yeah.
So try to make it work.
Yeah, crazy. It just gave me this flashback memory to a club. I'm from Toronto originally, and we have a pretty famous club there. I think it got rated amongst top 10 sound in the world from DJ Mag, something crazy like that. Anyways, it was my first time seeing Joseph Capriati. And when he started playing, he was playing so well. Like he played it like exactly like the DJ before, and it was a really cool style. And then he did this gradual process where it's almost like I didn't even realize it. He like subconsciously took us somewhere else, and he went like a more harder style, like a bit more Joseph Capriati style. And I was like, whoa! It was so. it was executed so well as a DJ to do what you had said, where play something familiar that the venue expects, almost like lure them in a little bit and then take them somewhere else.
But the crowd needs to be ready for that. And they if they want it, and they're not going there for just the drinks or the fun and the videos and that's it.
Yeah.
If they're not for that, it depends on the crowd.
True.
If you got the right crowd, there are not bad DJs. There are bad bookings.
Wow.
Bad DJ doesn't exist. There are not all the DJs are amazing. It's just about it if they're booked in the right place or not.
Oh,
and the crowd has a lot of responsibility of a DJ having success or not. Sometimes the DJ can have a bad day and they cannot connect, but it's not a problem with the DJ. It's a problem sometimes of the booker.
Wow.
Maybe it's not the right place.
For sure, this is going to be a clickbait moment because I love it. There's not necessarily bad DJs. Of course there is, but truly it could just be a bad booking.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's our responsibility.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. I love it, man. So much gems and motivation for myself. Cool. Thank you, man. Sticking on this music director thing just for a few minutes longer, you mentioned something when we were chatting the first night we met, how you said being a music director and dealing with agents and artists, it's its own language in itself. And it can be a bit, from what I got from it, is it can be a bit nuanced. Could you elaborate a bit on what this language is? Because I have a feeling there's people that are wearing multiple hats like me and you, where we play, maybe we produce, but also we book, we manage, we have other creative ambitions. Speak a bit about this language and how it could be nuanced when you're dealing with artists and bookers.
Yeah, we have to deal with agents and... Man, that's hard. They take care about the artists, especially for us that we know the artists and we're friends, and we have to deal with managers and agents that they are like, is the money, is the business of the artist. The artist is just art. Art is just music. They are the smiling face. They're amazing, but then there is a dog in the middle trying to bite and trying to make as much profitable the experience for the DJ in terms of negotiating the fees and all that stuff. And we have to deal with these people that are in the industry just for the money. They don't care about the vibe. They don't care about the venue. They just try to build up the career of the DJ, and the DJ has to put someone in the middle just to negotiate all these fees, all this treatment, everything. But some of the agents, they do it right. Some of the agents, it's very, very, very hard to deal with because they don't understand that for us, you're a DJ too. You're a DJ and you're a booker and you're a music director. So you are also on the other side. For me, the lesson is like the agents and the managers, they need to understand that the DJ needs to have fun when he's playing. Otherwise, it becomes a robot like, okay, I go there to the festival, I play for an hour or hour and a half or 2 hours, sometimes an hour, travel the world for playing for an hour, which is completely annoying.
Crazy.
And then go back. Zero connection with the crowd, like... They have to just dinner with the promoter, wait there in the green room. Then that brings the artist into health problems, into lonely feelings. Sometimes the artist needs to get connected with the crowd and remember that they're doing this for love of music. But the agents, they all want to create like Kenny music, black coffee model.
Yeah.
Some of the artists, they don't want this. They don't want this. They don't feel like they are the newest stars, but for sure, money talks, and the agents needs to create a formula that is profitable for them, agents and managers. So this is the language that you need to learn about speaking about from buyouts to the advancing to the remembering who is the client here and paying the artist. So Let's keep the respecting here of who is paying. I mean, there is a lot of back and forward on mails that sometimes a real meeting, inviting the agents and the managers to the venue just to understand the maths that you're working with. In my case, it helped a lot. When we put a face-to-face situation rather than mail, it works a lot. I'm not saying bad things about managers and agents. I love you guys, but it's sometimes it's very, very hard to work with you guys.
Yeah. Speaking of that, man, the deeper I get into this, I'm noticing a bit more, but I've heard some pretty extreme things said by other people that are bookers or managers, music directors, etc. They're like, man, it's a not a dark world. It's something along the lines of like, it's sharks out there. You know, everybody's out for this and that. Like, there's a lot of negative connotations associated to like the booking aspect of the music industry and such. What's your thoughts on maintaining, you know, clearly you got a good soul, a kind heart. I like to think the same for myself. What's your thoughts on maintaining the integrity of being a nice, good-souled person when you're going up against people that are sharks and don't give a fuck about the other stuff, just want to make money, all that kind of stuff?
For me, it's very difficult. For me, it's very difficult. It's very difficult because all our, I mean, it depends on the club that you belong to. For sure, there are clubs that are money makers, and they don't give a shit about artistic side or love or community of things like this. In my case, in your case, for example, in Misfish, it's a there are similitudes. It's not a place that is exclusively for the money making. It's just to bring new venue, a new experience, like an alternative, things like this. In my case, Akasha, we put so much love on it, and we treat the artists so well, and it's like a kind of a more familiar thing. So when I have to deal with this money thing, it's very difficult because we're not doing this for the money. If I do this for the money, I will book like whatever, unknown DJ playing $200 and make a huge promo out of it, free entrance. No, we're charging super small fee on the door, even free in certain hours. We're cheap. You compare with Ibiza, it's $15 entrance when you have 50 to $100 to get in Ibiza or more. With 15 euros pre-sale, huge guest list. We treat everyone with love. So it's like when we're dealing with artists directly, it's like, okay, I'm part. Yeah, kind of me. I love it. But with an agent in the middle that is looking at the percentages, it's a little bit harder. That's why we invite them to come. We send the pictures. We try to, guys, like, just sacrifice a little bit your percentage for a second with this good experience for the artist. Just try. And when they do it, they say, good, well job.
Cool. I love it. So what I got from that is that we can't control the fact that there's going to be heavy, dark or, you know, shark type people in the industry, but we can maintain our integrity by being nice and, you know, be strong and believe in ourselves that what we're doing is right and just deal with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I have agents and agencies in the blacklist.
Wow.
No, I don't want to work with them anymore.
It gets like that.
Yeah, of course.
Wow.
It's like I feel I'm not being treated well. I'm the client. I'm paying.
Yeah.
It's like, and I have a few agencies, and and the blacklist. I don't want to. I'm so sorry for the artists. They lose this opportunity to play in my venue because their agencies are not working in the right way. And I don't think it's only me. I think in Ibiza there are a lot of venues, or not in Ibiza, worldwide, that they put an agent or an agency in the blacklist and don't want to work with these agents anymore. Wow. Because they are pushing too strongly, too hard. I mean, they're trying to make a money that we are not making. So it's like, let's try to balance this.
Yeah. Wow, it's crazy to hear, man. Getting a little more specific about the music director role itself, I'm curious, for your venue, how far ahead are you booking, let's say into 2025 now at this point?
I have a very difficult situation on that because I have to deal with Ibiza, with Ibiza Madness, with Ibiza big clubs. And they're, all the agencies, they have agreements with all these big clubs, and I have to wait till all the bookings of the big clubs are
like
gone.
A monopoly. A bit of control, power.
More a monopoly is because the size and the amounts, of course, we have a 300 people capacity venue, so we cannot pay the fees that a big club is paying.
Okay.
So from the agents and agencies and DJs perspective, for sure they're not gonna commit on booking with me unless the rest of the bookings are being done and see what they have left. But I try to work my way and I'm not competing with the big clubs at all. Like I bring in completely different style. That's what I try. From now, I will say today is December. I have almost everything sorted till May next week. Yeah, all the
Okay.
quarter one is
Okay.
done, and I'm gonna try to start working on summer from January, February onwards to keep to book all the DJs till October, November.
Wow.
The main residencies of like weekly residencies are already kind of assorted. I'm just waiting some DJs to give me what they have free available after their touring.
Yeah.
But I try to book in as much in advance as possible. For sure, less than the big clubs that they work a year in advance. I
Got
mean,
it.
when the season finish in Ibiza, everyone goes to ADE in Amsterdam, and they start to negotiate the
This is the industry flow.
yeah, exactly.
Cool, cool.
It wasn't like this years ago. I remember years ago, it was Miami in March, where all the people made the connections for work in the summer. March, and the openings was by the end of May, June, so it's just 2 months in advance. Not anymore. Now it works like a year in advance.
Cool. And I'm curious, of course it's subjective and there's no rules or anything like that, but when you what makes you determine how many DJs you want to program into a night? The reason I ask is because we've been running some successful nights that have sometimes just 2 DJs and the main DJ plays a very extended set, 4 or 5 hours. And in recent times I thought about switching it up, but then there's the whole thing we spoke about earlier where it's like, they have the phrase, they say, if it ain't broke, don't try to fix it. But then it's about keeping things fresh, innovative, all that kind of stuff. I'm curious, what's your thought process when programming? How do you determine how many names you want to put on one night, more or less?
I usually bring like 2-3 DJs per night,
Okay.
not more, in a small venue.
Yeah.
I understand that big venues, they try to program more, but less than 1 hour and a half per hours per DJ. No.
Where can you go in an hour? It's like 10
it's
songs.
Nothing. Yeah. Horrible. For me, 2 hours, 3 hours is the right slot timing for the DJ just to give them the right message.
Yeah.
So for me, it's an opener playing 11 till 1. Then the peak time is 1 to 3. It's not 3 to 5 anymore. It's 1 to 3, and then the like a closing set 3 to 5. Sometimes if it's 3 hours, we put like 11 till 1, 1 till 4, and 4 to 5. The same DJ that opens closes. That's I try to. When I'm trying to create this formula of bringing the new talents in a headliner situation. Let's talk about billing. Billing is very important. Billing is what the crowd sees in terms of position of the name and size of the name into an artwork. Okay, that's for me. That's the logical or the organic way to empower the new generation of the new DJs. If I see a top DJ and I see another name which is on the same size as the big DJ, it organically makes you feel that, oh, I don't know this name, but you start to, but you can see, don't put the headliner like big and the small. Do you know what I mean? For me, billing is very important. So we try to put the same size of all DJs, the headliner and the opener.
Oh,
that's the way to support the opener. There is a conversation with the agencies. All the agencies, they want, the good agencies, they want to create new headliners, okay? Because there's their business and there's more opportunities. So, okay, give me a headliner for a lower fee and bring in one of the new generations, and we put the billing, which is the same size. So we can put like Black Coffee and another DJ that is supporting Black Coffee on the same size. It means for the people that, oh, who is this guy?
Wow. Are you getting a lot of resistance and pushback from doing this? Are you successfully implementing this already?
Yep.
Wow. Yep. And there's no pushback from the agencies? They're not like,
the agencies is good for the agencies. If you're doing the, I mean, when you put an external one, it's like, no, my headliner needs to be, it's like, I told them, like, guys, we need to support the talent in a way that is going to be the new headliner, and they understand. When it's from the agency, they love it.
Okay.
When it's from the same agency, they love it. Yeah,
of course, because you're building up one of their artists.
Yeah, we need to build the
artists. I understand now. Okay, cool.
Artists.
No, I like the strategy, and of course, it empowers upcoming artists too.
Yeah, it's very important.
Wow.
So next week we have Raj live, and we have Audera. We put Audera, which is a local DJ, extremely talented. Maybe, I mean, Haraj is an amazing DJ, and everyone loves him. But Audera for sure is gonna bring the party on. It's talented wise is pretty level. So we need to put Audera on the same size that Raj for that. It's for me it's very important. Yeah.
Cool. I love it, man.
It's a way to bring new names on the scene.
Yeah. No, it's great. I love
Billing is a war, man. It's a war. When you're dealing, not for my venue, because my venue is only one headliner and then the supporter, but when I program different venues or festivals or things like this, billing is a mess. All the agencies think that their artists are better than the others or more important than the others, and they want to have the first positions, bigger and first position. So that's when came the AZ billing, which is from A to Z. Alphabetical order. But again, some of the managers says, no, it's to put the alphabetical order after you put my artist in Helen. I have a story with 2 DJs and 2 agencies that they blocked completely the promotion of the event because they couldn't get an agreement of who needs to be on first position of the artwork. It's like, guys, if we keep this word, no one is going to show up in the party because we're delaying the launch of the promo because of your ego. It's like,
wow.
What, man? Yeah. And it was like, okay, can we take the decision? No, you're not allowed to take the decision from a contract perspective.
Right. So you have to kind of put up with it because legally, if they don't approve it, wow.
You have to deal with it. And it's very difficult.
Damn, dude, it's hectic here in the industry.
Yeah. That's more a festival thing, not in our size of venues.
Yeah.
Our size of venues, I mean, so I can take the decision. That's one of the reasons to blacklist agencies and things like this. Is like, okay, let's be flexible. Try to be cooperative on this because we need to push this out, to put this out and promote the event.
Yeah.
No matter who is first.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand I try to put myself in both people's shoes and I can see from their side, they're fighting for their artist recognition. Yep. But when the fight starts compromising the success of the event and potentially the crowd that's going to be there for your artists, I mean, you have to know when to...
There are 2 options. There are 2 options. It's like the venue needs to take the decision of who is first because the venue knows their audience. Firstly, and secondly, these days the social media is playing a important role on that and how many followers has one or the other. Maybe you have to put it in this, which is not very fair, but at least is a number.
Yeah, it's a crazy time we're living in. Dude, I want to shift gears a little bit, and I want to preface this question. So I used to do international modeling. I tried to pursue acting. I went and stayed in Hollywood for a few months, and I had a conversation with someone, and he was saying the turnover rate in California, the amount of people that come in and leave pursuing becoming a famous actor was like in the millions over the course of a year, something insane like that. Shifting to Ibiza, I can only imagine the amount of people, of talent and DJs that perhaps move there on a quest to become a famous Ibiza DJ, and then the amount of people that move out because of the oversaturation and competitiveness of the industry. As someone that's been in Ibiza for so long and has a wealth of experience, I'm sure you've seen this story 10 times over. And I feel as though there's going to be a majority of people watching this episode and the channel in general that are ambitious and hungry to have success in the industry, and they look at Ibiza as the mecca of where DJs go to succeed. Any tips or advice or maybe things that you've witnessed of people coming in and out? Are there things that you've seen, talent that they did and they did it well and that's why they had success? Are there things that you've seen? Sorry, it's a long question, of people that did the wrong things and this is the reason that they fell off and didn't quote unquote make it? Any experiences or stuff you could share?
It's a very difficult question.
Nice, I got him.
I mean, Ibiza is DJ land.
Disneyland?
DJ
Oh,
land.
DJ land, yeah.
DJ land. It's very. There are not like there are not the fixed situation where if the artist is doing this, is gonna succeed. If the artist is doing that, is not gonna succeed. There are not fixed formulas on that. It's a matter of being in the right place, in the right moment, meet the right people. Don't push too hard. Don't push too slow.
Yeah.
I will say try to create an audience, but it's a pretty difficult task.
Yeah.
But the DJs that has success, I think they did the right network. It's not about the amount of network. It's not about being too nice and too no. It's about doing the right network,
Right.
meeting the right people in the right way, having a story to tell, being professional, and being part of a gang already. So have your style very clear of what you belong to, you know?
Got it.
If you're a techno DJ, just be a techno DJ and get this network with techno DJs and wear like a techno DJs and, you know, be a techno guy. If you're more tech house, just understand what the tech house DJs are doing,
Yeah.
where they're going, how what they're wearing. I mean, you know, that be part of a gang and understand yourself as a brand, So that way you can create an audience. It can start with your 5 friends, 6 friends, 7 friends. But if the promoter or the venue or the booker sees that you have people that supports you, that's a good start.
Right.
That's a good start.
Amazing. Maybe you could think of a couple examples. So as someone that books talent for the new venue, Akasha, I believe it's called, as someone that programs and perhaps brings DJs in for guest showcases on the radio station, I'm sure you get approached nonstop by talent that want to get featured. Can you maybe think of an example where a talent was successful in reaching out to you in a way that you deemed as appropriate and good, and you gave him or her an opportunity? And then maybe think of an example where somebody was they went too crazy, too annoying, and because of that behavior, they lost an opportunity. Just to give people some context, an example of how they can maybe approach someone like yourself or anybody in the industry.
I counted one day how many request I had, and it was 55 in one day. One day.
Wow.
There was a moment that I had it was by messages, WhatsApps, Instagram, mails, personally, phone calls. I was in a party in Ibiza and I had a queue of people wanting to to speak with me, to request a DJ gig. And I say, guys, at this point, I need to put a filter to say no to everyone. And when I build in a night, I'm the one to call you. I'm the one to call the DJs. I'm not accepting requests, I will say. One thing that helps is if someone is like, hey, Igor, someone that I know that is on my surroundings, I ask me, hey, Igor, take a look of this.
Almost like a cosign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It helps for me to have someone that has passed the filter. Every time you have to deal with a new name, with a new artist, with a new talent, you don't know exactly how professional is, and there are more that play music. Everyone plays amazing music.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much talent in there, but there are not enough DJ booths. That's the problem.
That's the truth right there.
You know, it's like, so approaching directly, press kit design is a good thing. For me, all these DJs looking at the horizon with the sunglasses and leather jackets is a little bit of boring for me. I want more natural expressions on the pictures and eye contact with the.
Oh wow!
In the pictures, the design of the press kit, it's a good start. Sometimes I just a press kit which is not relevant.
It can make a difference, the design of the press kit for you?
Yeah,
wow.
for sure.
Wow, cool.
For sure. I mean, anything, even let's talk later about promos if you want, about music release. It's another language. But press kit design, it's a lot. It's a good thing. Do the intro not too long, not too short, and polite is very important. If they start, hey bro, no, it's like, hey God, I know you because da 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 da. Otherwise, if they don't do a presentation why they know me, it's like, why I need to attend to unknown people, no?
Yeah.
I'm not open to. I didn't say send me your request. Never ever. So a smart approach, it will be very helpful.
Yeah.
And the expectations is very important. Why do you want to play in this place? Do you want to do it for money? Do you want to do it for exposure? Do you want to do it? What are your intentions? Are very important. And give me only one set to listen. Only one set to listen that is perfect on mastering, design, cover of the sound. Everything is just perfect. Otherwise, if you bring me like 5 mixes, I'm not going to listen to 5 mixes. I'm going to listen for only 5 seconds, 10 seconds maximum of one amazing mix.
Wow.
I'm going to put like ta, ta, ta.
Wow.
That's it. Beginning, medium, and end. Maybe, even the mix. I'm not gonna search for the mix. I'm gonna search about how is your progress in style in the beginning, in the middle, and in the end.
Wow.
If you keep the consistency and it's not starting too slow and ending like too hard, just for me brings me my attention.
Wow.
Tips and tricks.
Yeah, this is all great stuff because it's good for me too. I mean, I want to know how I can approach new and bigger opportunities, but I was curious, given how significant social media plays a role in everyone's lives. We speak about it before on the podcast, like Instagram kind of being the new business card.
No, for me, the first visit is like if you give me a Commie or Linktree, that's for sure. I'm gonna listen. If you have a Beatport link with with productions, I'm gonna listen a little bit of them. Your numbers, your figures, the way you're publishing your life and your business. If it's too much of personal life, I don't like it. Just a little bit. More music industry, the artwork of the flyers, things like this. The position that you get on different billings. This is what I look at.
Wow, cool. Man, kind of random, but related, of course. It's really a science when you're dealing with people, especially when you're trying to pitch yourself. Of course, authenticity, realness, coming from the heart play a role, and that's important.
Most important.
Yeah, absolutely. However, just to counter that a little bit, I've read a couple books because I worked in the marketing space for 6-7 years. And if you structure your approach, like a cold message, for example, or an email in a certain way, you can, for a lack of better terms, manipulate a bit the way the person may receive them. For example, someone may send you an email and say, hey, I'm Brodie, I'm from Toronto, I'm 35 years old and I'm an amazing DJ. All self-indulgent. But if you start the thing off by saying, hey, I see you have this successful project going on and this approach, there's a whole science to it. I've read it.
But if you're using ChatGPT, I noticed that.
Yeah, true.
I can feel the ChatGPT smell on some,
You're
some
right.
of the approaches.
For sure. So,
Which is no. It needs to be real.
This still got to be real at its core.
Yeah. But you're right,
sure.
My is like, okay.
Yeah.
If you see, okay, I for sure, if you need to search and you need to study what are you approaching. If you're approaching a big club, it's like, I love this club since I was a kid. I was there for the nights, that makes me change my life. And now I dedicate my life to this. I mean, this is a right approach.
That's better.
So try to study who and what are you approaching to.
Yeah. Cool.
Not copy and paste. Don't do that.
Yeah, I agree. Even I was talking to Bogue from Atlant, and he was just saying, he's like, man, sometimes when DJs are sending out promos and demos and all this stuff, like they're sending like a melodic techno song to an afro house label, like not even paying attention, just trying to like achieve through numbers success. And it's not cool because
not cool.
Show some intention, some care.
Yeah,
I feel you, man.
Promos is another.
I'm sure we could spend an hour on it at least. Cool.
It's another important topic. Eh?
Yeah, yeah. Man, I'm curious. You've had some great success in your life. I really like your style, let's call it, an approach to life. It reminds me of what I'm aspiring to, because as someone that wears multiple hats, I don't feel myself wanting to dedicate my life to one single career. And
especially music.
yeah,
You
yeah.
need to spread it.
Yeah, for sure. And I enjoy all my roles and everything.
Yeah.
And power to anybody that has singular focus. But I really enjoy observing people's success that wear different hats and multivariate and things of that nature. But I'm curious, man, given that you've had so much success and you've manifested such cool things and experiences in your life, what is your belief system? Do you consider yourself spiritual? Do you turn to anything in hard times? What do you think has been the catalyst to your success outside of yourself?
I mean, I think it's all about music, actually. It's all about music. I love music. I love electronic music so deep, and try to make a life out of my hobby, I think was the most important thing. And of course, I get the support of my family. My wife and my son and my family supports that I'm traveling. They love what I do. We try to spend really quality time where we're together. We don't listen to music at home that much, and yeah, doing what I love. Traveling. I love playing. I love speaking about things that I want. I think just trying to be organized with your life and not getting crazy is the most important thing. Try to be focused. I don't know for how long. I don't have any strategy, but it's different roles, but all related to the same. For me, being the director of Ibiza Global Radio is another good thing that I'm doing what I know more, which is doing radio management. I know, especially these days that radio is kind of an obsolete media. We try to refresh and have new ideas just to get this refresh and get the audience out of it. So if I'm a spiritual person, I don't think I'm a spiritual person. I think I'm a musical person.
Cool.
I love what I do. I make my hobby my life. Yeah.
Wow, amazing, man. Cool. Usually at the end, I ask this question. We've given so much gems of advice, but perhaps we could ask it anyway for the sake of consistency's sake. So I always like to use this analogy where if you could imagine someone that's out there that's already on a path to success, they're not starting from zero. If it's a DJ, they have some local residencies, perhaps some releases on some smaller labels, indie labels. If it's a creative or an entrepreneur, they already have an existing startup, but they're interested in breaking through that next threshold, hitting that quantum leap, going to the next level, taking things internationally, mobilizing a bit. Are there a few key gems of advice that you could put together, maybe 2 or 3 that come to you right away without overthinking, that if they apply, they could help push them to the next level?
Yeah, I did this project with a new talent called Lau. He is from Netherlands but lives in Ibiza. He's very talented. He's a really nice guy, and he has all the possibilities to succeed. But he was, Igor, I need to get to the next step, but I don't know how. And there are like so many DJs talented that are in this step, like just in the point that just with a little bit more effort, they can be like being the next headliners. And I think it's super important to support these guys. So I'm helping this guy to do this, what he should do. And I think the most important is just to get a plan, of what do you want, how do you see yourself, and it needs a money investment. It really needs a money investment. You need to hire an agency, digital marketing agency. You need to hire someone like professional in terms of social media. You need to grab the attention of the agencies and managers. How? Being a potential successful DJ. How? Hiring professional people, team around you. That's for me the shortcut of doing this. Otherwise, it will be a lucky situation.
Wow.
That's for me. If you want to step forward the luckiness and really do it, you have to really invest money.
Got it. So solid plan, solid team, and some finances, some
Yeah,
capital.
maybe the plan can be driven all together with a team.
Got it.
The DJ just needs to just play music,
Yeah.
and knows the industry. As deeper as the artists know the industry, the better.
Right.
But you're gonna deal with with the nightlife, which you need to be very very focused on.
Dude, it's not easy, right? A lot of
No,
temptation.
I mean the big deals. They need to be closed on the offices in the daytime, not in the nighttime. So, but at the same time, you need to network. You have to work in the night and in the day. But for me, it's capital to invest and be surrounded by the right team that puts you in a position that you are attractive for the industry.
Ah, dude, such great wisdom. God bless all the guests that I've had so far on the podcast. But some of the answers that I've gotten have been like very, I don't want to take shots at anybody, but a bit simple, saying hard work, consistency, not giving up, all of this stuff. I love how we're getting deeper because there's a lot of people willing to work hard.
No. It's not about. Yeah, it's not about working hard. It's about doing the right movements. Sometimes. It's just make a plan. I mean, there is one guy from the industry that I really want him to look at me, study deep what to do to be attractive for him, study what artist is he representing, and try to be part of this gang.
Yeah, I love it, man. Amazing answer. I say it almost after every episode as we conclude that, like, I'm so grateful to have these conversations. I want to end off with some acknowledgements, man. It's been such a pleasure to connect with you on the island. I feel super lucky to meet you. I'm grateful for you playing at the venues. I'm super pumped for our Tuesday night. You're gonna notice the difference between a Saturday night in Miss Fish versus a Tuesday. Oh yeah. The aesthetic, the vibe, the crowd. It's a really beautiful party, man. So I'm excited for that. I'm glad you got here to Bali to experience it. I'm glad I have a new good contact for when I go to Ibiza next year. Sure. And thank you for your time, man.
My pleasure.
And blessing us.
Thank you. Good.
Guys, you heard it here first. Exclusive bomb interviews every single week here with Brodie Nero TV. Please like, comment, subscribe. Follow us on Instagram, Brodie Nero TV. We'll see you in the next episode. Peace, love, lights.